Welcome back to another adventure of Brownie's Midlife Adventures. Does that make sense? An adventure of Brownie's. Welcome back to Brownie's Midlife Adventure. Today I'm going to have a look at tools and the other gear I carry in the two Lone Rider 6 litre bags, mini bags in the front. So I've got one on each side. So let's rip into them, see what we got in there, shall we? Right, these little Lone Rider 6 litre mini bags, they've been a good little bag. They sit up the front here just nicely. On this side, this is the heavier one. I've usually got, is this the heavier one? No, maybe the other side is the heavier one. This one's got the tubes and pump and everything else in it. So we'll open this up and we'll have a look, show you what I carry in it. It's got your little buckles on the side here. They're kind of hidden behind those straps, which is, I guess, a good thing. Kind of protects them. Can make them a bit hard to get to undo them without having to undo the actual straps themselves, like this side. But there you go, we got him. Right on top, we've got the first aid kit. Not a great deal in here, but enough for more traumatic stuff. So I've got gloves in here, quite handy. It's right in the mud there. An assortment of bandages, scissors, tweezers, seatbelt cutter, and a couple of trauma pads. Just isn't so much more for like, I've got a splinter, although I've got tweezers here, I'll get a splinter out. This is more for major trauma, so you know, a major injury, something you want to pad, stop a lot of bleeding, you want to strap up some broken bones, things like that. So that's a major trauma kit. There's no drugs, there's no paracetamols or band-aids or nothing else like that in there, just heavy gear bandaging. Righto, what else we got buried in here? Okay, so I've got pump, manual pump, so if I need to top up the tyres, this is probably just an easier, quicker way of doing it than having to get the electric pump out, hook it all up, let it run. So one bike pump, that works, does the job. What else have we got in here? I've got bush knife, can come in handy, you know, it's just one of those things. It's razor sharp, so keep it in its sheath. And front tube as well. I tend to carry a tube for each side. And what do I get down the bottom here? The electric pump. So this is just a 12 volt pump. I really need to rig a plug up. I'm thinking about putting a plug in the back of that Pelican case on the back of the bike, so I can just plug straight into it there. At the moment I have to take the top cover off to hook it up to the what's going on, up to the battery itself. But that's just cheap airman. I've actually never used it. I have plugged it in, it works, I know that, but I haven't had a need to use it just yet. But yeah, it's got all the fittings, everything's in there. Other things in there for pumping up, you know, bloody footballs and air mattresses and things like that. But yeah, it was just a cheapie on eBay. It'll do the job, and it's just got the 12 volt socket charger there. So I do need to probably rig up something in the back, but in a pinch I can just cut the cable, chuck it on the battery and use it, if I don't want to use the hand pump itself. So that's pretty much well it for this side, and that's it. And the other side, let's go around and have a look, shall we? Righto. Let's call this one the driver's side, shall we? Well, I guess if you're in America, this would be the passenger side. But for Australia, let's call it the driver's side. And see what I mean? These straps here go right over the buckle. So you sort of got to get your fingers or loosen the strap off. So we'll get our fingers in here. There's one side done. There's the other side done. This is the main tool roll. I'll stand up here. Oh, so on top, I do carry a couple of these ratchet straps. Can be handy. I could use them to winch the bike out of somewhere. Let's say I drop it down in a ditch and it's too heavy. It'd be a long, slow process, but I could clip these onto the bike, up onto a tree somewhere, clickety click, clickety click, and move the bike probably, I don't know, half a foot at a time. But at least I'd be able to sneak the bike up with these two ratchet straps, you know, pull, be able to pull it up, lift it up somewhere. If I need to change the front wheel, there's a couple of trees, I could, same thing, I could put one of these on each side of the handlebars and lift it up with the ratchet, get the front wheel off the ground. saddlebag, bracket brakes, who knows, you know. I could use this for strapping up the saddlebags as well. So yeah, always carry a couple of ratchet straps. Same thing, brake down, someone comes along with a ute or a trailer, throw the bike in the back, I could tie them down, tie the bike down in the back of a trailer with those as well. So they just sit on top there. And they're the actual straps for the ratchets. So these are just the ratchets by themselves, and I just got the straps rolled up separately just to save on a bit of room. So two of those. Little multi-tool, that just sits on top. So if I've just got one thing loose, I can just quickly grab that from the top of this bag without having to get the whole tool roll out. And I can just use that. And that's just got a screwdriver, some Torx fittings, Allen key fittings on the other side. So I could use that in a pinch, you know. Just need to tighten up one thing that's nothing major. What else we got? The tool roll itself. Righto. So this is the Motor Hansa tool roll I picked up online. I can't remember where I got it from. Came from Australia anyway. But that's got everything in it. But I'll chuck it on the table and roll that open. I'll show you what's in there. That's just about got everything in it. And the other side here, I think it's just the rear tube. Oh no, what else have I got in here? Another assortment of tools. Okay, yep. Where's my rear tyre? I haven't got a rear tyre. Hang on. Oh, I haven't got a rear tube. I thought I had a rear tube. No, I did take my rear tube out to save on weight on the last trip. That's why I don't have it. I guess in a pinch I could put the front tube, the spare tube I've got. I could chuck that in the back wheel if I had to in a pinch to get me out of trouble. But let's go over to the table behind us and we'll lay these tools out and see what tools I carry. Okay, start with the messy homemade rag roll first. So yeah, a couple of rags. There's a starter. Righto, the mystery bag of rags, wire cutters, great for if you do get some wire wrapped around your bike or around your wheels or foot pegs or something. You can always just get these out, give them a cut off. So yeah, handy for lots of things. Cable ties I've got in here, got plastic cable ties, steel cable ties if I have to go around somewhere hot like the exhaust pipe. So always handy for patching something up. Little extendable magnet, great sometimes. If you do drop something, you're taking the top cover, especially on this bike, I've got to take the top cover off to get to the battery, and occasionally you might just drop one of those screws that hold all that together. This is always handy to retrieve that screw, which you might need if you're in the middle of nowhere. Torque set, so complete torque set there. That covers the whole bike for torque, so that's always good. Pair of pointy nose vice grips, again, just handy for holding things, squeezing things, pulling on something, always good to have. And these ones here, I think there was a reason I got those smaller ones. I think for undoing the locking nuts on the back wheel of the bike when I need to adjust it. And just a shifter or a multi-wrench, whatever you want to call them. Again, just handy if you just haven't got the spanner or socket that you need. So that's what I keep in this little raggy side of it all wrapped up nice and sort of neat most of the time. And again, I've got some rags here as well, so they sort of keep these rags, sort of give it a bit of padding inside that Lone Rider 6-litre mini bag, just so the tools aren't actually rubbing on the fabric itself. And then a couple of dirty old grease rags, which I can use for whatever I need them for. Always come in handy. You can never not have enough rags. So basically, that's that one. I'll go and get the main tool roll. Righto, the Motor Hansa tool roll. I'll put a link down here where I actually got this from if I can find it. But this has been a pretty good kit. I'll use this even when I'm servicing the bike at home, save having to get into my main tools. But this has got just about everything in it I need. There's a few add-ons in here. There's a rear wheel spanner for the BMW, doubles up as a tyre lever, so that helps. Again, another vice grip, another tyre lever, all the spanners I need, tape measure, more torque settings, ratchet, and an assortment of sockets there as well. So that's about it. All of that gets me out of trouble. Soldier on. Now the other thing is to remember these bags are waterproof as well. So you know, if you do go down in a creek or something, at least you know your tools aren't going to get wet or drenched, which isn't too much of a big deal if they do, because most tools are pretty waterproof. You're not going to break them if they get wet. But it just saves you having to worry about drying them all later.